Hello, Stephen. Are you there? This is Carla's mother, Tanya. I was wondering if you had a moment to talk to me.
Oh, Tanya. Of course I have time to talk to my mother-in-law. Actually, I just started my lunch break right now, so this is actually perfect timing. What did you want to talk about?
Well, the thing is, I just needed to ask you a few things about my daughter, if it was alright with you.
You mean that you wanted to ask me a couple of things about Carla? Well, sure. I guess I could do my best. What seems to be the problem?
The problem is that I have been trying to get a hold of her for some time now, and I just can't figure out how to. She won't return any of my calls or messages, but I see that they are popping up as read. Do you have any idea what might be happening? I'm just getting a little bit worried, is all. This isn't how she acts.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry to hear about this. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I'll try to talk to Carla and tell her to try to get back to you because you're getting worried.
Well, thank you so much for doing that. But you don't have to apologize. After all, it's not your fault. But what I'm more concerned about is Carla. I mean, has she gotten busier lately or something?
Yes, well, you do know that our daughter Lana is already 3 years old now, right? Not only that, but Carla's been taking more shifts at work lately, and so I think between those two, she's being kept quite busy.
Oh, really? Well, I didn't realize that she was working more. But still, the least she could have done was reach out to me. I mean, I get that life gets really, really busy sometimes. I really do understand that. But I'm her mother, and I can't help but worry if I don't hear back from her.
Of course, and that makes complete sense that you would get so worried about your daughter. But you know Carla, and she's just such a hard worker sometimes. She gets lost in her own work.
Yes, well, you do have a point there. She really is like that, isn't she? I mean, I remember when she was younger and just started college. She was hardly talking to me at all then as well, and I started to get worried. I finally had to ask her if she was even still alive, just to try and get her to respond to me.
Yes, well, Carla is just really bad about getting back to people in general. I mean, did you know that she hardly even uses her phone at all, really? But even so, she shouldn't be ignoring messages from you, her mother, at all. So, like I said, I'll go ahead and try to talk to her about this.
Thank you so much for doing that, Steve. It really does mean a lot. I mean, I knew that it wouldn't be easy living so far from Carla, but that's why it's all the more important we keep in touch. Oh, and by the way, I know that Lana is going to be starting spring break soon. Do you have any plans to send her to my house for a little bit? Carla and Lana always used to visit me on spring break, and I've been really looking forward to it.
Oh, right. About that. Well, I just don't really know how much I can say about it. After all, that's the busiest time of the year for me at work. And Carla is really wanting to prove herself at her job to try and secure some promotions or raises. So I guess we'll have to talk about it and see what kind of options we have.
Oh, of course. I'm sure you two are both very busy with real important things to be doing. But I do wish that I could see my grandchild more often. Maybe this year I could go over and stay with you all for some time. Don't you think that that would be really fun?
I don't know. Wouldn't that be a really long trip for you to take? I mean, it's like a 5-hour drive just to reach us. Could you even do that?
Oh, come on. Do you think I've lived this long and haven't ever had to drive for a really long time to get somewhere? Besides, I feel like it's been years and years since I've gone on some kind of trip. I think it would be so fun if I had a good excuse to leave the house like this. Of course, if you two are going to be so busy that just wouldn't work, then of course I won't push the point. I just want to find something that can work out for the both of us, is all.
No, it's nothing like that. In fact, speaking for Carla and I know that we'd be really grateful if you could come. But in terms of when exactly would be best for you to do so, I think that I'd have to discuss this with Carla first.
Oh yes, of course. Well, that just makes logical sense now, doesn't it? But just know that I could go and visit you all any time, really. So if you can find a time that works for you both, then just know that I will be there. Oh, thank you so much, Steve. That really does mean the world to me. Anyways, I'm sorry for bothering you at work.
Got it. Well, I will certainly tell Carla all of that, and hopefully we can get back with you tomorrow with a good date that works. Or maybe I'll even tell Carla to reach out to you with the date. Hello there, Tanya. I just wanted to say thank you so much for sending us those packages of fresh strawberries. I don't know if you knew this, but I'm actually crazy about strawberries. This really did just make me so happy.
Oh, yes. I remember Carla telling me once about how much you like them. And since the last time I sent a little care package to your house was mostly full of Carla and Lana's favorite foods, I thought I'd do a special one for you.
Well, that is just really thoughtful of you, and I am so grateful that you remember that I like strawberries. I'm a bit embarrassed to say, but I've already eaten more of them. But they were so huge and sweet and delicious. I just couldn't help myself at all.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm so happy that you enjoyed them so much. And please tell Carla thank you for reaching out to me and letting me know that she's okay.
Of course. Although I take it that she hasn't really messaged you at all since she sent that first message. Is that right?
I just can't understand that girl sometimes. I mean, what is so wrong with keeping in touch with your mother? Does she communicate with other people this poorly as well? Or is it just me? I mean, I'm sure that she has friends who she must keep in touch with, yes? Surely she doesn't leave them on red like this, right?
Well, yes, you are right there. But I think it has more to do with the proximity, since Carla actually usually sees these people. So I guess there's just a bit more of a physical presence there that can maybe make her reach out to them and reply more often. But you're right. She should be doing better about communicating with you.
Well, I understand that we're family, and sometimes it can be easy to take the fact that family exists for granted. But even if she didn't get back to me right away, I would still be more than happy to receive a message from her even hours after I reach out. But I suppose that if she's really just too busy with Lana to be able to do that, then I'm just glad she's being an attentive mother.
Yes, I agree with you there. Carla's always doing her best to take care of little Lana. I mean, after work, I always try to just go straight home to my family. But even on days I've gotten home early, Carla's managed to clean the whole house and take care of all the clothes all while handling Lana. I really don't know what I can do without Carla in my life. Sometimes it feels like she's the glue holding everything together for me.
I see, but I'm sure that you do plenty for your family as well. I mean, on the weekends, surely you must take Lana out to play, right? Because I am sure that Carla would be so grateful to have some time to herself after being with Lana all week.
Yes, I do that. And if Lana does appreciate it, then it would have all been worth it. I always do whatever I can to help cut back on the work she does.
I'm just so happy that you and Carla got married. You two are just... I'm just so happy that you and Carla got married. You two just make the sweetest couple. And I just get so worried sometimes, because it seems to me that getting a divorce is becoming more and more normal. And of course, I don't think that's inherently bad. After all, there are so many good reasons to be getting a divorce. But I also think that people need to work on their communication and try to work through things with their partner first.
Of course. I really strongly agree with you there. I mean, at the end of the day, a marriage is still just another kind of human bond. And that means, like other human relations, you need mutual respect, the ability to speak your mind, and the patience to listen to each other. And so that's why I always try and ask myself how Carla might feel about something before I move ahead with something else.
Well, that is exactly what I like to hear from the man who married my daughter and is raising my granddaughter.
Of course. And, can I just say how happy I am that you and I have been able to get along so well? I think it's so important to have a good relationship with my in-laws.
Oh, come on now. Now you're just kissing up to me. Although I do wish that my husband could be just a bit more like you. There were some times he would just get so upset when we didn't agree on something, and we would just never move past it.
Oh, really? Well, I have to say it's actually a bit surprising coming from you. I mean, I would have thought that you'd had good communication in all your relationships.
Well, when you spend enough time together with someone, I suppose the communication can actually get more difficult in some cases. Oh yes, that reminds me though. I heard that we'd be able to meet up for a lunch to discuss me coming over for spring break, right? Thank you so much for making the time in your busy schedule to talk to me about this, by the way.
No, I'm just sorry that you can't actually come over to the house in person or anything like that. I just really wish that we weren't so busy. So I really am sorry that you're going to be coming all this way just so that we can go out a couple of times.
Oh no, you don't have anything to worry about at all. My husband and I are going to enjoy playing tourists in your city. Anyways, I suppose it's only a little longer until we all see each other in person, so take care until then.
Grandma, are you there? Please answer me as soon as you see this.
Wait a second, is this Lana? What in the world are you doing messaging me? Did your parents get you a phone or something?
No, I'm just borrowing my mom's phone right now, actually.
Oh, I see. Well, dear, I am so happy to be getting a message from you. I really miss you, you know. I've actually been just a bit worried since we haven't gotten to talk much on the phone lately. How have you been, Lana?
Well, actually, there's something that I kind of want to ask you, Grandma. You see, I was cooking, and then I accidentally spilled a bunch of oil into what I was cooking. And now I have no idea how to clean up the big mess that I made, and that's why I'm messaging you right now.
Hold on a second. You were cooking and spilled oil everywhere? Are you okay? What's going on?
Well, my mom isn't around anymore, so my dad told me to get up and cook something for him since he said he was getting hungry.
I'm sorry. I'm not quite sure that I'm following along with you. You're saying that your mom isn't at home, but you're there with your dad?
Yeah, that's right. But Dad came out to see the mess that I made, and then he got really mad at me. And so he told me that I'll have to eat my dinner outside.
But, I mean, was the oil hot at all? I mean, you aren't burned or anything like that, right?
Yes, I'm okay, Grandma. Thank you for asking. The flame had only been on for a little bit, so the oil didn't have that much time to heat up. So I don't have any burns or anything like that. But now the floor is all slippery because of the oil. And no matter how much I try to wipe it up with a cloth, it's like I just end up pushing all of the oil around. I've been trying to clean this up for a long time, and I just can't figure out how.
Okay, well, I'm sorry that you're going through all of that, but I just want you to know that I'm glad you didn't get burned. But now, you're telling me that you're having trouble cleaning up all the oil that you spilled?
Yeah, I just spilled so much that it feels like I can never get all of it. And now the floor is all slick and shiny because of it.
Okay, well, if that's the case, I think you might want to use some baking soda or something to get all of it.
I have baking soda. Actually, Mom made some spray that has baking soda in it. So maybe I can use some of that?
Okay, that sounds good to me. Spray that on the floor and then try and wipe it up and see if that works. Even if it doesn't get everything, it should be enough to make a difference.
Okay, thank you so much for all your help, Grandma. I really appreciate it. Dad left the house, but said that I needed to make sure the kitchen was clean before he got back.
That's good, dear. I'm sure that you'll do fine. But what did you mean when you said that your mom had been gone? Do you mean that she's at work?
No, she's not at work at all right now because she actually fainted at work and hasn't even been home since that happened.
Oh wait, what? What do you mean that your mom fainted at work? Are you being serious? Did that really happen? Is she okay? I had no idea about any of that at all.
Yeah, I think that Mom is okay, but she's being taken care of by some friend from work or something like that. Except I wasn't supposed to tell you any of this. Dad told me that you shouldn't know about this at all. So please don't tell him that I mentioned any of this.
Hold on just a second. You're telling me that your dad told you not to tell me anything about what happened to your mom?
Yeah, that's right. He said that you're not involved and it's none of your business, so you don't need to know about all of this. But he also doesn't know that I've been holding on to Mom's phone ever since she left for work that day. So I don't think he knows that I can talk to you like this.
But I don't understand. Why wouldn't your father want you to say anything to me? That doesn't make any sense at all.
I don't know, but my dad said that if he found out that I did say anything, that I would be in trouble. And I just know that he would be even more upset if he knew that I had Mom's phone. So please, please, please don't tell my dad about this, okay? Mom actually was the one who gave me her phone before going into work, but said that I should only use it in emergencies.
Oh dear, don't you worry. I won't say a word about this to your father, okay? But are you telling me that your dad is really mean to you and your mom?
Well, yes, he is really mean to Mom and I. He's always getting so mad all the time. And sometimes he even hits us too.
Wait a second, are you serious? Does your father really hit you and your mom?
Please, Grandma, I'm really scared. I think that something might be wrong with my dad. And I think that that's why Mom isn't coming back home. But I think that is only making my mom even more mad, so I don't know what to do.
Well, I am sure that your mother isn't just leaving you behind. In fact, I am positive that she is worried sick about you and thinking of a way to help you out. Lana, do you know where it is that your mom works?
Yeah, I know where my mom works. Do you want me to give you the phone number for her office building?
Yes, could you please do that? Could you please give me the phone number for your mom's office? I promise that I won't say anything about this to your dad. I just want to try and find out where your mom is.
You mean it? You really promise that you won't say anything about this at all to my dad?
Of course I do. So just hang in there a little longer. I promise that I'll get you out of there soon.
Hey, Carla, are you there? Why don't you respond to any of my messages? I mean, I know that you had a fall at work or whatever. But you know that if you don't come back, then I'm just going to make you sleep outside again, right? And who was it who just gave me a call about you? He sounded like a man. Are you cheating on me? I mean it. If you're trying to run away from me, you're not going to get away with this. But you better just come back home right now.
Carla won't be going back to live with you ever again, Steve.
Excuse me? And just who am I talking to now, huh? Are you that jerk from yesterday? Well, let me tell you that Carla's quitting her job and won't ever be going back to the office, actually.
Steve, I think you should know that you're talking to Tanya, Carla's mother. I'm using her phone to respond to these messages that you've been sending her.
Wait a second. Are you serious? But I don't get it. Why do you have Carla's phone right now?
I don't know. Let's think of some of the reasons why I might be using her phone right now. After all, since I do have her phone, you should know by now. I already know everything that's been going on between you two.
All about what? What are you talking about? What is it that you think you know about what's going on here, huh?
I mean, I know what you've been putting my daughter and granddaughter through. But I must say, you really did trick me for a while.
Wait a second, Tanya. I really think there's been some kind of misunderstanding here. I think you're confused about what's been happening.
You think that I don't know what's going on? I mean, do you know just how many incriminating texts you've left on her phone?
But, wait, please? You really don't understand? Clara didn't come home last night, and I just worry that she's seeing another man. Ever since I heard that she'd had some kind of accident at work, she hasn't come back home. So of course you can see why I might be a little upset at her, right?
Honestly, are you even reading what you're typing to me right now? You're telling me that you heard that your wife had a medical emergency at work, and you're worried about if she's cheating on you? Not only that, but this whole time, you've been treating Carla just horribly. I've read all about the mental and physical abuse that you've been putting her through. And on top of all of that, you still have the gall to ask if she's cheating on you while she's literally in the hospital? How could she be cheating on you from there? I mean, did you know that it was her boss who took her to the hospital? Apparently the doctor said that Carla was horribly malnourished.
Oh, really? Is that really what was going on with her? I don't know what to say. I really had no idea at all. I just thought that since I couldn't get a hold of her, that she was just trying to avoid me this whole time.
Well, now that we've settled where it is that Carla is, what do you have to say for yourself in terms of what you did to her? Because I know all about how you've been shouting at her and hitting her and treating her like your own personal slave inside your house. Not only that, but I know now that you were the one who told her to cut off all contact with me.
Okay, Tanya. I think it's time that I come clean with you. The truth of the matter is that I noticed that Carla has installed a dating app on her phone. And so that's why I was asking her not to use her phone so much. It was my way of trying to give her a chance to rebuild trust with me.
Oh, really? Because Carla tells me that she doesn't know what you're talking about and that she's never had any app like that.
But it's the truth. I know it. She was lying to me for a long time about it, and now she's just lying to you as well. She's a cheating liar. You can't believe her.
Okay then, if that's really what you think, do you have any proof at all that backs up what you're saying? Because I would just love to see if you could actually concretely prove anything that you have said to me.
Tanya, please, you have to believe me. I'm only trying to tell you the truth. I swear.
And just why should I believe you after seeing all the horrible things that you've said and heard about all the awful things that you've done? You know, I actually got contacted by Lana about all of this.
What do you mean? Why would she say anything about this to you? How could she even do that?
She told me that since her mom wasn't coming back home, that you ordered her to cook for you. And that when she made a mess in the kitchen, you ended up screaming at her and demanded that she clean it all up.
But this doesn't make any sense at all. How could you possibly know about any of that?
I am not about to tell you how Lana was able to get in contact with me, but she was desperate for help, and that's why she reached out to me. Honestly, what is the matter with you? How could you just try and demand that your child do all of that for you? Don't you care about what you were putting her through?
Wait, no. Please. You don't understand. I just wasn't myself in those moments. And it was only because I thought that she was cheating on me, so that just proves how much I really care about her.
You are really going to have to try better with your excuses because I am not buying a word of what you're saying. In fact, you should know that I am talking to Carla about suing you for your abusive behavior, as well as getting a divorce, of course.
Wait, what? No! You can't do that! Please! This isn't fair! I thought that she was cheating on me!
Well, if you don't have any proof at all of what you're saying, then I'm afraid I don't really care what you think is happening.
But that's not fair! Surely you have to take my side into account as well, right? I mean, that's only fair, isn't it?
You seem to only care about what's fair when it comes to saving your own skin, and that is exactly what your problem is.
Please don't do this to me. You can't just break apart my family like this.
I am not doing anything but making you suffer the consequences of your own actions. If you want someone to blame, look in a mirror. After that, I was true to my word and sat down with Carla while she was recovering to talk about hiring a lawyer. She agreed that it was her best option to get away from Steve and be able to protect Lana from him. During the divorce proceedings, it came out how abusive Steve was, and Carla was able to sue him for all that he had put her and Lana through. On top of all the child support payments he would have to pay, Steve left the proceedings heavily in debt. Now Carla and Lana live at my house while Carla recovers and looks for a job. Of course, I wish her a speedy recovery, but it's very nice to be close again to my family who Steve tried to separate me from.